Welcome to the Leadership and Power video. Power is the ability of someone to take charge of an organization, whether given willingly by its employees or taken by force for the person trying to be the leader. Either way, a leader requires enough power to make things stick. Whatever decision or rules are made, a leader must have the ability to apply them to the employees. Power and leadership are inseparable, and leaders have to understand power and how to use it. We, as followers or employees, willingly give our leaders power and privileges to make decisions for us as a collective group. There are three typical reactions to the use of power being used at influencing others, and they are commitment, compliance, and resistance. Commitment is when the employees or followers accept the influence as fair and reasonable. Compliance is when the employees or followers accept the influence and go along with the leader's desires and demands, even though they do not believe in the leader or have a deep commitment to follow him. They do so simply because he is the boss. The reaction is resistance, and this is when the employee or followers do not agree with the attempted influence trying to be asserted upon them, and they actively or passively resist the request. Power is essential to leadership, but is not used correctly. That power can make a leader abusive or hard to work for. There are 5 sources of power that leaders fall into, and they are legitimate power, reward power, coercive power, expert power, and reverent power. The first 3 positions are positional power. The last 2 are personal powers. Legitimate power is the power of position. This power is derived from the position the person holds in the organization. An example of legitimate power would be the CEO of a company. Merchant 2018 stated for positional power to be exercised effectively, the person wielding it must be deemed to have earned it legitimately. Reward power is the ability of a person to influence people with incentives for jobs well done. These incentives may include salary increases, positive appraisals, promotions, or bonuses. Reward power, if used well, greatly motivates employees, but if used incorrectly, as in favoritism, it can diminish the output of other employees. Coercive power is the person's ability to influence others via threats, punishment, or sanctions. This form of power helps control the behavior of employees and ensuring that they adhere to the organizational policies and procedures. This power makes employees work late and or bring work home to meet deadlines set by their boss in order to avoid any disciplinary action. Coercive leadership also creates a hostile work environment. Expert power is known as the subject matter expert. They are highly valued for their problem-solving skills and ability to perform critical tasks and are therefore deemed indispensable. Their opinions, ideas, and decisions are held in high regard by other employees and hence greatly influences their actions. People with expert power may move into legitimate power such as supervisory or manager roles due to their knowledge of their job. Remember, knowledge is power. Reverent power is based on the interpersonal relationships that a person cultivates with other people in the organization. People obtain reverent power when others respect and like them. Their charismatic personality influences others via their admiration, respect, and trust others have for them. This power is also given due to personal connections that a person has with key people in the organization or company, such as a supervisor, general manager, or CEO. It's the perception of the personal relationship that one has that generates their power over others. According to Nahavende, the words power, influence, and ability are often used interchangeably. In its most basic form, power is the ability of one person to influence others or exercise control over them. Influence is the power to affect or sway the course of an action. The two terms are almost synonymous, although influence refers to changing the course of an action or opinion. Clearly, power and influence are not exclusive to leaders and managers. Individuals at all levels inside an organization as well as outside to an organization, namely customers and suppliers, can influence the behavior and attitudes of others. They have power. Authority is the power vested in the particular position, such as a president, commanding officer, CEO, or police chief. Even though people at all levels have power to influence others, only people holding formal positions have authority. Because a person has authority does not mean they will be a great leader. According to Leadership and Development 2011, what role does power and influence have on leadership styles? What impact does it have on followers and staff behavior and performance? These are questions that all leaders, whether they are organization leaders, business leaders, team leaders, or project leaders, need to address. Power is the capacity of others to exert their will over others. It is the ability to make things happen, overcoming potential resistance in order to achieve desired results. Power may be used positively or negatively. When used negatively, it may well cause conflict. Used positively, it can be used to overcome conflict and even avert it. So remember, when trying to move up in the company into positions of leadership and power, stay true to yourself and do not be tempted by the dark side and become an ineffective leader.